Jay, I lost your video, my love. I'll check it out, Catherine. Thanks for sending me your Insta. I'll check it out. Give me a couple seconds. I'm getting Jay back in the room. All right, Jay is back. Welcome back, Jay.
Thank you for having me.
So happy to see you.
Good to see you.
And Catherine, I'm going to look for you on IG right now. All right, Jay, we've got your iPad. We're in business.
Okay. But I'm going to go live on Insta.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're live on Insta.
Yay.
Play.
What song was playing? And we knew it was our time.
I'm glad we're able to stream this because I was sad that we weren't going to be able to see like the whole.
Screen. Yeah. I mean, like just seeing you, okay, in a perfect world, I would also have you with another cam top down where I would see you actually drawing on the screen, but that's a lot to ask. So
I understand.
you, right? Like just having you do this and share this is priceless. And I told you I have ProCreate and I'm like excited to dive in.
Yeah. I could tripod it like right here-ish sometime.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Let's work it out.
Let's
work it out. We'll have a let's work out.
Oh, this is as good as you get.
And I'm about to post a story and then you will have my undivided attention, I promise.
No, you're fine. Take your time, baby.
My smoothie vibes. My smoothie vibes. I'll check you out, Catherine. Thank you.
Thank you so much for hanging.
I promise. Just juggling a few things all at once.
We're killing it. Play.
Yeah, we learned so much this morning.
Good Lord.
It's Tiffy Tonic. Shout out to everybody who wants a dream hack.
Yo, Tiff, I love you. Tiff is so cool, dude.
Yo, first of all, so as soon as you posted the reel, I'm like, yo, who filmed this? Like, why are the shots perfect? As if you had a production crew filming you on the motorcycle, zooming in and panning, and like.
You want to know why the video was so good?
It was professional.
Because Tiff has an Android.
That's funny.
And Android cameras are so much better than iPhone cameras.
That's funny.
That was one thing about DreamHack that's so different from a designer conference is that everyone uses an Android. And I was like, man, I'm home. I switched into tech a few years ago, but I was a OnePlus person for years.
The last Android I had was an S7 Edge.
Yeah.
Was that a Galaxy? I don't think it was. I think it was just Samsung S7 Edge. And like, I kind of loved it, but I also really missed an iPhone. I can't front. I can't front for you.
I love iMessage. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. iMessage is fantastic.
Especially across all devices. It's undeniably
like
reliable.
Android has that as well. Like you can, if everyone has an Android, you can get on like Google Message or whatever the fuck they have. But it exists.
I don't know if it's the same vibe, bro. Like
it doesn't work. Doesn't work with Apple though. Yeah, that's the thing.
That's the drama.
Yeah.
So I think that's a perfect segue. Do you want to give me some highlights? Yeah.
Yeah. No.
DreamHack
was so fun. It was a ton of networking, a ton of streamers. DreamHack is mainly like for esports. And I was just my friends plus one. I was just there to look pretty, you know what I mean? But I had a great time. Everyone was so kind, so polite, so lovely. I learned way more than I ever want to about putting peanut butter on butt cheeks.
Oh my God. I lost your voice, baby. Is it me or is it... Tiff, can you hear Jay? Oh, nope. We lost Jay. Jay's back. Jay's back. Okay, let's try to handle this jump with grace. Okay, Jay's back.
I never left.
There you are.
Hi, babies.
Hello, darling.
Did you miss me?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Tiff said the peanut butter butt cheeks were too powerful. Does anybody care to deep dive?
So the video is posted on YouTube, on Twitter, but this guy, Scoob, he is wonderful. And he was saying after you've been with someone a while, like whipped cream, that's like first year relationship shit. Like cherries on the titty, that's like second year relationship shit. But once you get 5 years with someone, you got to try something new. So you got to get some creamy Jif peanut butter, none of that chunky shit. And you just got to spread it on the butt cheeks and lick it off.
Oh my God. And everybody just laughed and cried and like...
Oh, it was great. We turned it into like, it was all of us standing in a circle and then they turned it into like a beat and we were doing peanut butter butt cheeks and shaking our ass. It was a wonderful time. It was a great time.
Like you guys legitimately need a film crew so that your hands can be free to just vibe. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to invest in that, or we're gonna have to find like someone that we can exchange work with, who's gonna film you when you travel to these conferences. I don't think Config is gonna be nearly as fun as DreamHack was.
Oh no. DreamHack was a riot. There were people hanging out with us that just massaged me and my friends' feet. They must have had 10,000 followers each. And they were just like, this is all we wanted to do. And then they just left. They were just like, we just thought that y'all might have your feet be hurting after a long day. And I'm like, yo, I was treated so well by these gamers that I don't think I ever want to fuck a band boy ever again.
Oh my God. Yeah, band boys are very 90s. Tiff is looking for a media team because, yeah, I mean, the content is golden. And like, I just think a lot of like where you're going, what you're doing, who you're kicking it with is just such once in a lifetime stuff. And you guys are like, you're kind of like a design rock star, baby. You know what I mean?
I felt so bad because this weekend I was like, I'm one of the best designers in the world. And then I was like, I don't know if I can say that. I've been laid off twice.
But yeah, usually the best designers in the world are too expensive. So they never intend to have us long term. They just want us to like give them a vibe. And then once they feel like they can replicate the vibe and we built the component library and we built the brands and all that, then they go and find a junior to do it for cheaper. That's
literally they were like, why did they lay you off? And I'm like, because I built a design system that made me obsolete and marketers could build web pages on their own now. And
period.
Then also, yeah, like it just I did my job. That's why when you do a good job, like
Tiff's feet were hurting the whole time. But yeah, like the design thing, it's like and understand that it's the same in all industries. So not just like with software development and like product management, but like product design. But it's the same in fashion. It's the same in music. So, you know, you get the really expensive creative to come in for a very short amount of time. And then once you feel like you can replicate whatever their vibe is, you just, you know, let them go. Hey, Drizzy, thanks for playing.
It sucks.
But it's just the nature of being creative. Yeah. And it is a compliment. And you can be the best artist or the best designer or the best rapper or whatever and be unemployed or underemployed.
Mm-hmm. Kind of bullshit, though.
Yeah. The only way to avoid is to start your own company.
Yeah, but then I would have to, like, project manage shit.
You can hire a project manager. I think you'll get there in the next decade. I think
so too. Yeah, I just right now I'm not.
You'll get a couple of really huge salaries. You know, like a company will blow up. You'll cash in your equity and your stock. You'll, you know, live off the fat of the land for a few years and then just open the agency and start to recruit the most talent, you know.
Goals. I always said I wanted to own a coffee shop, but I think an agency would be more like crazy.
Coffee shop seems like hella
but like stress. Not crazy. Oh yeah, but an agency seems like hella stress. Like it all seems hella stress.
If you want to make money, it's stressful. If you don't want to make money, it's not
and
stressful.
Also, yeah, that's the kicker.
In life, yeah, in life and in love. Oh my God, there's like so many keyboards on my desk right now. It's so funny. Hella keys.
I love it. Can you show off some of your keyboards actually? Because you're really good at making them. Also, you're still gonna have to be the ones to read the chat.
I'm actually gonna Tiff said that my nails are so cute. Thank you. Oh my God, I love them so much. They're so different for me. I had worn this like really long pink matte magenta color for like a month and a half or 2 months, and the only reason I didn't get a new set is because I was stressed about what I wanted to get, and then I kind of was inspired by both this pencil and my Stanley cup, and then I had there was a bit of a joke with me and like one of my homies about like how much women love leopard, and something between like those three things was a mashup. And then, yeah, I ended up doing something totally outside of my comfort zone. Thank you for appreciating them, because I am a little self-conscious about how outside of my comfort zone they are.
They look great and they match your
you.
brand.
The
So
brand, right? The
we
keys.
also,
Let me show the keys.
because we are clause and code, do you want to talk about
The
what
keys.
your plans
Fucking
are
keys.
for? Well, oh, never mind. Sorry.
No,
Yeah,
no.
show
I'm
off the
just showing off the
keyboard.
keys. Yeah. So these are new keys that I put in the shop, and then I'm also building out a custom keyboard, which I should be doing right now. I actually could be doing right now. I'm building out a custom keyboard set with like these creamy like pudding keycaps. I want to see what the sound and feel for that is. I'm going to work on that today, tomorrow. And then I also got I guess commissioned to do 2 more custom keyboard sets. Yo, they're TIFF, like they feel so, they're just, it's such a vibe. And I have like another mechanical keyboard set. This is like my Old Faithful. So like it took a lot for me to come out of that comfort zone and like try something new. And this is a full keypad, which I love. It's got, you know, the numerical over here. Should turn this around. It's got the numerical over here, which is fire. But I love the colors. I love that it's got 3 colors. I just love it. It's awesome. The one that I'm building right now has a white base, and I'm actually going to put white keys on top of it. So that'll be a bit of a departure color-wise as well. So I find that it is more difficult for me to type on my MacBook Air keyboard than it is to type on the mechanical keyboard. Maybe because of the little space between the keys. There's just a little bit more give, but I type with my nails. And I try to keep them at this length. So every time I go back, this is about as long as they can be without me losing productivity. But for sure, I
Too real.
love,
When your nails are too long, you
yeah.
can't use mechanical keyboards.
Yeah. So
That's why I have a magic
just,
keyboard.
I actually don't like the look for my finger. My fingers are already very long. Like I have like these piano fingers. And so like anything much longer than this gets a little claw witchy, and like these are my natural nails, so they also will start to kind of curve a bit, and I just think it's not very classy for my finger set. So yo, for sure. So yeah, this I have this set with Low Free, which I got as a gift 10 years ago. This is out of production, so this is like a vintage keyboard set, and I like to take this when I travel too, like it's because it's so small. But yeah, like now in the office I want to have a little more, I just want a little more, you know what I mean? This set is cute. It comes in like 7 or 8 colors. We've got it on the Claws and Code site, which is a vibe. Tiff, if you want a discount, Jay has a code for you.
Ooh, I do have a discount code. I just didn't want to post the website yet because I didn't want my clients to yell at me that we have a site before I finish their site.
So the new one,
but yes, I will send you the discount code.
I'm going to be working on this today, tomorrow. And this is a keyboard frame. We sell these too, so that if you want to put together your own situation, you can have the frame. But yeah, I'm gonna take these really cute rose gold switches, which were not easy to find. These little rose gold little switches. And I'm gonna put these in there, and then I've got these like little pudding keycaps. Yo, I've wanted to do this for like 10 years, yo. And finally. And so this is the keycaps that I'm using. So they're also transparent. They're actually translucent on the side. So we got the transparent base with the translucency on the keys on the white keyboard. And then this keyboard is fully RGB backlit. So I cannot wait, bro. I cannot wait. If Jay was not so beautifully drawing an ornate mirror, the camera would be top down and I would be putting this together. So yeah, I'm excited. I think I need a little screwdriver. But
you should do it side by side,
no.
side by side.
And I want to like focus on it. And I also, when I do the work, I want it to be, first of all, I want better lighting. It's already
That's fair
here. But then I also want to get some ASMR. So I kind of want the studio to be quiet to do that.
I just want to make sure because I feel like a lot of our streams have focused on my work, and I want your work to be elevated as well because you do really good work.
Fair enough. And I don't have a screwdriver here. Fair enough. In my defense, when you're not around, I stream without you, and
that's fair. That's so fair.
But yeah, when you're around, the reason that I like to showcase you so much is because you are a traditional fine artist. That part. And I think that traditional fine artists are becoming increasingly more rare. And I think that in this digital space, it's really important to highlight it. And to be honest, the fact that you have the time to allow me to capture it is like, it just feels divine.
Thank you. I'm happy because I would never capture my process otherwise. So
right. And we talk about it, and like Tiff, prior to us doing the stream, this was me and Jay holding each other accountable on FaceTime, just hours and hours of like FaceTime. And so bringing this over to the stream, I think at least now we're giving back to the community, because I do think there are a lot of fine artists that don't know, how to turn their fine art into digital and to like be working artists. And so, yeah, it's important to showcase you, my love. And you also keep me honest and productive.
You too.
For sure.
I'm most productive when we stream.
Good.
Because it keeps me on task. Because if I'm not streaming, like, who's holding me accountable?
You don't need your, what is it called? Pomodoro timer?
Yeah. Yo, Tiff, thank you, by the way. I got one that matches my room. So this one's orange. But yeah, I got my little Pomodoro timer. And now I can set it for like 45 minutes and stay focused for that long. I don't know if it'll actually work, but I'm really excited to try it.
I want to see if you can make it work when you are by yourself, and I'm not around. That's what I'm curious about. It's
real.
Like, you know
That's
what I mean?
The true test.
That's the true test of whether or not the clock works. So what do you just do? You set it to like 30, 60, 15, like what? How does it work?
Yeah. So
let's have a show.
It has, so this clock, let me get it in the center. There we go. Basically, so right now it is 2:22 p.m. If I rotate it this way, now it's immediately set for a 5-minute timer. And then if I rotate it again, now it's a 15-minute timer. And a 30. And a 45. And it basically just has all of these so you can like see it.
Yeah.
And then it's basically just like these set increment time things to just be like, okay, 60 minutes, 5-minute break. 45 minutes, 5-minute break. 30 minutes, 5-minute break. I think that's the Pomodoro method, something like that. 10-minute break, like kind of thing. So Tiff is using this for co-working as well. And Tiff, I absolutely would love to have you on the stream. Like I haven't had anybody but Jay on the stream, but I would love to have you on the stream with us. Let me know when you're free or down. Tiff is also saying that like the Pomodoro clock or whatever has like changed her life, and she needs something that she could physically touch and easily time her. And yeah, that's what it was, because like I know I have it on my phone, but that's not the same thing.
Yeah.
And Tiff had this and it helped, and I was like, holy shit, I'm getting this.
No, totally fire. And like whatever works to keep you productive, bro. I will not discriminate. All right, let me post this story. I've been trying to post a story for this live for like 30 minutes.
So you said that Tiff is co-working with us today. I love having people just like use this to be productive. Like,
period.
Hang out, watch our stream, get your work done.
That's how I met my first like early adopters, if you will, for this stream. It was like other designers and devs who were like, yo, this music is lit, and like, you know what I mean? Like, this vibe is lit, and like, you know, I have bottleneck with this or that or whatever. And like, you know, when I come here, you help me clear that bottleneck and we just vibe and make money, you know? That's what it really comes down to. It's like, we're making money. I have some dev work that I have to do as well. So I probably will do a separate stream on that. Maybe Monday.
That's what I love about you. I think your skill set, like how I have design and art, you have design and development. And I think that is so important.
Yeah, they call me a design engineer now. You know, I get a new title every year. Yeah. There's a new title for like what I do, and like,
yo, cash in on that, because design engineers get paid way more than designers.
I know. It's just, I don't get a lot of pressure. Let me not say that word. I don't get a lot of pleasure out of as much pleasure out of deving as I do with designing. And I think that's it. Like, I'd like to develop because it gives me a bit of a like, I'm able to use a different brain, and I don't have to be creative, and I just can use logic, and it's like a really great departure from the stress of being creative, right? Because being creative can be stressful. But at the same time, like, I always have an itch to do art, and I only develop out of necessity. Like, I just develop because I feel like I want the design to be perfect. Did I lose you, Jay? Of course I did. All right, I have your iPad back. I washed you. Yeah, I've got keep the iPad going, refresh your camera. Yep. Sweet baby. And I'm gonna post this video. Perfect. Post this to story. I don't know, like, should I be sending them to the Twitch? I guess. Twitch is like the most reliable. I'm totally down, Tiff, and it's like, it's a good time. You know what I mean? Like, it's a good time for me. It's a good time for Jay. Like, we're leaning into this streaming thing. And welcome back, Jay. I can see you, but I can't hear you, my love. But let's see if you magically show up. Can you hear me, baby? There you go. Hi.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Hi. Can you hear me?
I can. Thanks for joining, Gmo, and thanks for joining, Ari. Oh, awesome. You saw it on my IG, Tiff, or on Jay's? Because the IG, I feel like, has the worst quality. And I feel like YouTube has the best, Twitch is second best, and oh, we lost Jay again. Twitch is the second best, and Twitter is like third in line. Oh, fire. All right, let's see if we can get Jay back one more time. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Hey, baby.
Welcome
Can you
back,
hear me?
baby. I can. And we've got your iPad back up. Thanks for refreshing. I appreciate that.
Hey, of course. Sorry that it just sometimes is weird.
It's where you are in the house. I'm pretty certain of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's okay. We're going to twerk that out.
Yeah.
And so Tiff is saying, so Tiff had seen your live and then hopped into the Twitch. Tiff is like, if we co-stream everywhere, that people automatically funnel themselves into their favorite platform. And I couldn't agree with you more, Tiff. It's like discouraging for the platforms that we don't have a lot of engagement on, like YouTube, which is like, really? Come on. Like, the SEO on YouTube should just be pumping. But YouTube, we don't really have a lot of engagement. And so we're just trying our best to be consistent. And I just firmly believe that your community will find you. I happen to have had a really great week on Instagram this week, probably because Jay was at DreamHack, so I had time to like record reels and edit reels and like post reels every day and like post stories every day, and like so Instagram has given me a lot of like love this week. Last week it was Twitch, but I don't have privileges yet to go live on Twitch, so yeah, we're just trying. I feel like the community is gonna find us, and I absolutely love the kind of support that we're getting on Twitter. I think both Jay and I have like the most engaged audience for both of us on Twitter. Mm-hmm. So we're appreciative of that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, that's where we met.
Yeah. I met most of my friends off of the internet and mainly Twitter. And anytime I tell anyone that, they're like, how the fuck do you meet someone off of Twitter? I'm like, look, Twitter's fine. It's Tumblr that you don't meet people from.
Oh my God, I haven't been on Tumblr in a very long time.
I haven't either, but I met this guy in college from Tumblr, and one time he smelled my hands. He also had like a guitar painted in his own blood.
Nice.
Yeah, slay. That's the kind of people you meet from Tumblr.
Shout out to Sean Charles. The hunt is going on right now on Twitter, which is it's a Twitter space, audio space for people who are looking for jobs in tech. And he's hosting a developer right now. But those spaces I tend to join whenever I can on Fridays. It's really, really cool. And every single time that we stream, Jay, Sean always likes and reshares our collab spaces. So, I mean, our collab streams. So, thank you, Sean. And I hope you guys. Did you what? Look at this. Are you done? Are you going to do any work on the left or right?
No. Yeah, so this mirror that I'm referencing, you see how it's like super fucking ornate, like all the way around.
Yeah.
And then there's also these patterns on the, I don't know about the patterns, but I definitely want to have this like filigree, like all the, ooh. Let me just draw it on a new layer. But like,
and have you thought of exporting or do you want me to send you the Elixir logo to kind of get it in there as a reference of how it all feels together?
That would be amazing. I know I didn't finish it, but
let me
yes, please.
Get Figmatic open. Let's find it, shall we?
But you know what I mean? Like it'll have like this kind of stuff like all the way around.
The drafts debacle.
Yo, it's so... I love my friends at Figma, so I don't want to say anything like bad, right? But at the same time, it really seems to not be paying attention to the use cases of individual users and prioritizing enterprise needs.
So who do you think is leading? Is it the C-suite and devs? What do you think the
Like,
problem
it just
is?
doesn't... That sounds like a C-suite decision that doesn't understand how designers operate. That sounds like a software sales decision. And not a
Oh, no.
not paying attention to how people actually use Figma. And it could have been based off of a lot of feedback, because in team seats, when you share things on a team, it can get really annoying when you share things to a dev and they can't see shit because they have a dev mode seat, but they only have a dev mode seat on blah, blah, blah team or whatever. So that's what they were trying to solve for with this whole debate. For those listening who aren't as clued in, basically yesterday Figma just made it go live, but your drafts, instead of just having drafts when you open the program, they are asking you to assign every single draft to a team. And then you have to pay for the seats on a team plan. So when you invite a client in to like look around at your file or like drop stuff into your file, they would have to have an editing seat to do that. So a lot of people's bills in Figma went from like $80 a month to $900 a month overnight. And that's absolutely killer for small agencies and freelancers using the product. Whereas it might have made sense for enterprise teams that are using Figma, but small startups and stuff like that, not necessarily the use case. And
while also,
so I think that
let's take a minute to address the dark pattern where when a new seat is used or when there is new billing for your Figma.
Oh, when you add somebody Figma into a file just to edit.
When
they just
immediately on your next billing, you're just billed for that excess person. So there's no email that tells you, hey, your new bill is going to be X. So if you're on a team, there may be people on a team that are inviting more people to the team and you don't even realize it until the bill comes. So I think the drafts, and baby, I just sent you a ping of the work in progress on the Elixir logo. I sent it to your iPad too, so it should come through. But yeah, so if you're you're on a team, even if it's a relatively small team, I think that's the big issue. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's gone. It's there. So yeah, even if you're in a relatively small team, you could get a really huge surprise bill, and it's for a draft. It could be for something that you're not even making money on, bro. It could be a concept. It could be, So it's not cool.
Yeah.
And also, I think the other big issue, did I close Figma, is now that you have to put the drafts into teams, they've also changed the left nav. So the left nav, where you used to be able to see the projects, you see the team and then you see each of the projects. Now each team has its own section and its own drop down. And so it's very frustrating because we've lost our entire left navigation, like with our favorites and everything. It's all been deconstructed. Yeah.
It's just frustrating.
Jay, thank you for doing that. Thank you for showing thank you for bringing that graphic in there.
Thanks for giving it to me.
So now everyone who's watching has context of how we're merging the last few streams where Dre. Hi, Dre, if you're out there listening, where Jay is taking this hand-drawn illustration that Jay traced in Figma with the pen tool, and now Jay is in ProCreate creating this really ornate mirror to go around that, and all of this will end up being a vinyl decal, right?
Yeah, this will be a vinyl decal on the door. Yeah, and I didn't finish the aesthetics logo, but it's close enough, so
it's close enough to get the vibe.
Yeah, just pretend that this is.
And the scale, I like the scale of it. How big is the door? I guess it's just like a regular door, right? Standard door.
It's a regular door.
Okay.
Yeah, standard door size.
You don't have to do that.
I do for myself.
Oh my gosh. Look at what I've started.
How will they know?
Look at what I've started.
How will they know? What is this? Wow, you can really tell where I started to hand draw it.
I can. So yeah, Tiff, the Figma thing is been shaking up the industry a little bit, and I have not jumped into the conversation at all. I've just been reading.
I just said it made me sad, but I hope that doesn't get me from being a Figma influencer.
Some of the biggest, most respected designers, somebody who I've seen who's been really vocal is Dan Petty. And I think when you have these really huge designers that are, getting hundreds of thousands for their work, and when they're really frustrated, I think there needs to be, a bigger conversation. And yeah, sales has definitely dropped the ball if they are at the center of this choice.
It really feels like a sales choice, because this is like it doesn't feel like a choice that fits designer product needs. It feels like a software sales choice. Like, let's just focus on our enterprise clients. Well, what about everyone else that uses our software? Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about them.
Not only that, but it's
they are worried about
else
them
who uses the software that made the software great and popular and relevant. Because
literally
cloud collaboration for design, like, we all had to embrace it and make the jump from the creative suite and convince each other, right, to collaborate with each other. And
that it was okay to collaborate, and now you're taking away our collaboration. Like, I can't even make memes with my friends now because I need to pay for an editing seat. Like,
But think about, so that is a beautiful, beautiful segue to think about when we did the zine creation at Config last year. So
that's what I'm thinking.
There was an event that whose event was it? It was Fiona.
It was like one of our friends. I think it was Fiona.
It was Fiona, right? So Fiona had hosted an event, I think the last day of Config, at this really dope kind of like co-working space cafe. So gorgeous. And basically, like, when you walk into the cafe, there's like 6 or 7 different rooms. There's one room that's just one huge bed, and there are pillows and there are chairs and little couches. It's this beautiful co-working space. And inside of it, all the designers had their laptops out, and we were all collaborating to a random ass zine, which basically was one massive Figma file with like 100 pages. And everybody just grabbed the page and started designing, like, in the zine. And Jay and I picked a page, right? And we were designing or whatever. And like that kind of, beautiful, almost like digital design jazz, because it was like a jazz band creating, right? Like, can't happen.
We were all creating at one time, and it can't happen because of their stupid draft decision.
And so, you know, it's one of those things where I think you lose what's cool about an app, you know, like nobody wants to have to, like, everybody shouldn't have to pay premium to get into the nightclub. There's certain people that you charge premium to get into the nightclub. There's certain people that buy bottles at the nightclub, but you want the cool kids to come to the party. Otherwise, the people that spend the money on the bottles are not going to come to the party.
Yeah, if you don't have hot babes at your club, why would anyone show up?
For sure. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a soap opera, Tiff. For sure. It's a little bit of a soap opera that's kind of unfolding in the design community. And I absolutely
definitely would be on Hobby Drama. I feel so bad for everyone that works with Figma.
Yeah, because they're getting slammed on Twitter, and I would imagine the Discords are going bananas right now.
Well, especially because they're getting slammed on Twitter for so many different things right now. Like, Dylan Fields unfollowed all the designers and blocked all the designers that were posting about Palestine. Figma unfollowed like so many people, and I don't know when they did it, but they're only following 91 people. They're not even following Raji or Miggy. They're not even following their own designer advocates. They're only following like 91 design influencers. And I thought it was really weird because I paid attention, because the whole reason that I'm Figma Anticrisis on Twitter is because I was the 666th person that Figma followed, and now Figma's not following me. And I was like, what did I do?
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But they're not following Raji or Miggy either, and they work for them.
A mass unfollowing is not an indicator of success. And I think it's really sad that, you know, I see a lot of companies do it. I mean, let's see. It's easy to talk shit and it's easy to be disgruntled. It will be interesting to see how they pivot out of this, because this is really a bit of a PR nightmare. Mm-hmm. I'm sure we're not the only
I still
designers and streamers
love the product. I'm just annoyed because the whole thing was like collaborating with your friends in COVID. Like, that's how Figma got big, was we could work on design files far away at the same time. Without COVID, I don't think Figma would have gotten as big as it did.
Legitimately. Tiff said that she's sure will hop back on it once they see the backlash. I think
they've seen the backlash for weeks. It's been going on, but they just made the product push today or yesterday. So now it's like everyone actually has to move their drafts now. Before it was like announced and people were pissed, and now it's in praxis. People are fucking pissed.
When I was on Twitter, I think it was Dan who had posted, and he was like, okay, I just got the message that I have to move 700 drafts into teams. Mm-hmm. It's like a full-time job. You know what I mean? Like,
it's such bullshit. Like, do I have to make a How Gay Thou Art team and pay for the How Gay Thou Art team, and then I have to make another team? And I'm an individual person. I'm not an enterprise account. Like, what am I doing? Like,
it's wild. And then
like they're adopting the Webflow method, and it didn't work out for Webflow either. Now I just make a new account every time because I don't want to have to pay for a workspace plan. Like, I'm not. It's so stupid.
What I also find like interesting is you hear about the backlash before you logged in Figma. So I read the backlash. You were traveling. I read the backlash, and then I had actual anxiety to open the app. I had actual anxiety. It wasn't until you and I were sitting at the desk yesterday, and then you were like, all right, you need to tweak this. And then I was like, all right, fuck, I got to open up Figma now. And then I opened up Figma, and I had this literal pit in my belly. Like, What am I going to have to do with these
drafts?
I
didn't realize it was going to happen.
Whose drafts do I have? Right? Because, like, there's just so many random collaborative things that you just sketch real quick and you do it in Figma and you share it with somebody. So that, and then, like, just, like, the new UI. I almost wish they would have launched the new UI with the changed left nav separately from the need to move the drafts, because they would have got feedback right away that, like, bro, we do not want projects to be selected by dropdown. Not a good idea. And so to do that and have, you know, the drafts, I don't know, it's almost like an apocalypse. It's like a drafts apocalypse. To have the drafts thing happen at the same time is just absolute.
It's so dumb.
And everybody will remember.
Why would you not? Hey, why would you not want to have drafts in your thing? The whole point of drafts is so that I can open up the app and go quickly.
Yes.
Just open up and go.
Yes.
Let me, like, keep your recents, but let the user have drafts, and then if you want to share a file, move it into a team or something. But I don't understand. And why do they call them teams? They should have called them workspaces.
Yeah, there were a couple people that said that too. They should be called workspaces. The team's terminology is an enterprise thinking.
Right. And not everyone uses Figma for enterprise. It was originally adopted by startups, small designers that needed to collaborate remotely. And big companies are forcing everyone to go to the office now. So, like, it's not as remote. You know what?
People are going to
never adopted Figma. They're keeping their shit in Sketch. And I think people are going to move back to Sketch.
That's funny.
Like big enterprise companies wouldn't. Big enterprise companies don't need to.
Yeah, and I also, you know what else I wonder?
Sorry, Figma people, if y'all are watching this, I do love the app, but
we do. I also wonder if people are going to start to share their account usernames and passwords, like on some Adobe shit.
Well,
because that's the last resort. Is, you know, I'm a team of X amount of people and I can only afford this. You know, my PM only needs to hop in here every 5 seconds. Why would I pay for a seat? Yeah. Are they going to just start sharing accounts? Like,
yes,
to work around it. I don't know. That's the worst case. So
and people will. So yeah, that's what happened. That's the Figma drama.
That's what happened. I love where you're going. This area right here is so pretty.
Thank you. I'm just kind of trying to, because I don't want to like copy this mirror exactly, right? I'm not tracing it. I'm not trying to. I'm just kind of trying to vibe. Use some motifs.
I love it. And for anybody who just joined, so I know that you probably have seen some of our past streams where Jey had done a hand-drawn design of Elixir aesthetics and then used the pen tool in Figma to create basically a componentized logo. And so today Jey is actually working with a pen, but on an iPad using ProCreate and creating this very original ornate mirror that's going to go around that Elixir aesthetics logo. And so we are watching something very special and original that you can't see anywhere else on the internet.
It's true. This is handcrafted with love.
Fucking crafted. This is not like you making icons. This is not like, you know, me building user interfaces for an app. This is not me working on a portfolio. Like, this is making art, traditional art, fine art.
Mm-hmm. Traditional art, but it is still design because it's for a brand. And that's like so cool because you never get like opportunities to do shit like this unless it's like random or like I feel like putting in the effort because like ain't no client that has like a cool brand. Like clients don't have the budget to like
to let you doodle around on an ornate mirror.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, usually.
Yeah.
So that's why I love trades. Like, let's barter. Let me give you an amazing brand, and you give me no deadline. And then I'll create something fucking great.
Have you shown her any of the progress yet? It's a duo, right?
I tag Elixir Aesthetics when we do these streams, and they are obsessed. Like, they trust me. They don't care.
I love it. And I love the idea because you're like, I mean, there's so many things that you could do. So I know it's going to take a couple more streams to get completely done, but it will be so nice to take just these videos from the series and to add them to your Webflow portfolio, have the final logo, and then have the videos that show the progress.
Think about that. Oh, fuck yeah. To show like, yeah, I can brand shit. Watch it.
That's the most exciting thing about doing the work for the swimwear brand she does, is that now I'm excited about taking all those little video clips and I'm just like in my REM sleep and like I've been waking up in the morning and thinking about, all right, how do I want to lay out all these little bite-sized reel videos on the page that also shows the UX and UI work at the same time. So I'm actually excited. Jay and I in an upcoming stream are going to do some WordPress and Webflow side-by-side design and development. And that'll be a vibe because you'll see we're specifically focused on online portfolios. And so we'll get to kind of see the difference in experience with the two different CMSs. And if Jay needs some CSS.
Yeah. Oh my God. I hate WordPress.
Well, so I am using Visual Composer, and Visual Composer is a really cool what you see is what you get editor. And so it's not like, the old school, 2010 WordPress experience, because the editor is really, really reliable, very easy, click and drag. And then it's got, the responsive screens like built in or whatever. But I'm excited to deep dive into Webflow. I have had a couple feelers out for prospects that want to do some Webflow work. So I'm excited to kind of like tour it with you and see what's changed since the last time I saw it.
Yo, a lot of... It's so annoying how much has changed. It's actually kind of sad. Because now I need to like relearn some Webflow stuff. But it's all like, but I was worried thinking I'd need to relearn it, but it actually is like more like how you do code. So
wow.
It's more user friendly. It makes more sense now than it did before. So I'm not as worried as I was. But first getting back into Webflow, I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah,
like a
Visual Composer, they got it right the first time. So Visual Composer's predecessor was a plugin called WP Bakery Page Builder. And so it was like WordPress's version of having a visual editor. WordPress now has their own kind of like visual editor, but anyway, WP Bakery Page Builder was really dope, but it kind of lived alongside of WordPress's visual editor, and it just was bulky. And so they kind of dismantled that, made Visual Composer, and they really got it right the first time. And so everything that they've kind of added, they're just sprinkling sugar on top of it as opposed to, having to reinvent the whole thing. But again, it's a plugin that works on top of WordPress. So You know, a lot of people have sites that have been running WordPress and they've got content going back, you know, a decade or two. And so to be able to bring in some of the new, you know, newer responsive design and animation functionality into a WordPress, capture all your content and not have to move it to its own, you know, to a new platform, I think is helpful. So I love it. But again, I love like every single CMS that comes out, whether it's, you know, Webflow, whether it's whatever, I'm down for deep diving and making it work.
Yeah.
In my past life, I have read quite a few manuals for, you know, CMSs like .NET Nuke and shit like that back in the day, and just jumped in and figured it out. And, you know, I just remember for like a decade just building all these websites in Photoshop and then trying to figure out how to put them into whatever CMS the client had. And that was like life for a web designer. Now it's like, hello, Figma.
It's so funny when I talk to people that are like developers that have done it a long time, and they'll be like, I remember Photoshop. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, people use Photoshop. You shouldn't.
At a SaaS that I worked at, you know, they were using XD, and then they had all of their wireframes in Keynote. And I remember after a couple months, I wasn't even really very comfortable with Figma, but I was like, we can't work this way anymore, y'all. Like, we need to adopt Figma. And like, I saw the vision, and then I had to like handhold them and bring them in. And then like the dev team had never worked with Figma before. And so just having to kind of like handhold everybody and, you know, gently enable them to embrace Figma was a challenge, especially not being, you know, so proficient in it as I should have probably been at that point in my career. But I'm so happy that Figma exists. I think it's lowered the barrier for entry for designers to design. And I think it, like, collaboration is a superpower.
And we love like not gatekeeping tech. I think that's like really important to me. Is I want everyone to get their bag, like, you know.
Especially these younger designers. I've been getting booked a lot to mentor junior UX, and some junior devs have been pulling me in too, but seeing what they do in Figma, I'm like, yo, like, to have to do this in like Sketch or Adobe XD or a combination of Photoshop and Illustrator or whatever, it's just, you're blessed that, you know, you're in the Figma community right now, like grabbing templates and grabbing UI elements and like pulling components from Material UI, for example, and just putting it into your work and like without a second thought.
Blessed.
For sure.
I do have... Oh no. Can you hear me?
I mean, I didn't lose you. It's just my AirPods. Okay.
I do have a hard stop at 3:30 because I need to go get my nephew a ride to work.
You're good. I could even end in like 12 minutes.
Oh no, I need to give him a ride to work at 4:15 is when he works.
Perfect. So. All right, so everybody, we've got 12 more minutes before we end the live. I'm going to take this quick moment to share me and Jey's socials.
Yes, please.
I am the same everywhere. So Joy Jetson with an I.
Yeah, Joy's not complicated.
Joy is not complicated, but you might want to take a couple minutes to look at all of Jey's social handles. Please add Jey. Jey is also a co-host of a really hilarious podcast called How Gay Thy Art. And so
you almost got it.
How Gay Thou Art, which is really fly and everywhere that podcasts exist on the web. But yeah, if you follow Jey on IG, Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok. Not only will you see, you know, design and kicking it, and Jey is like traveling to different cities all around, you know, the US and going to conferences and that sort of thing, but also Jey's podcast is fucking fire. So follow, love, support.
Aww, thank you. And while we're promoting me, we should promote you. So Joy does ReStudio, and Joy is accepting freelance clients. Joy is on the web at Joy Jetson everywhere. And what are some things that you want to hype up? You have amazing UX designer. You also stream Call of Duty on Twitch.
Ooh, yep.
So just like if you want to catch a good vibe, yeah. And you also make like a ton of like lifestyle content about just like daily vlog in the life of that are just like some of the most like clean shots of just like coffee making and getting your nails done and all sorts of things. And I love your content. Yeah, you better be. I'm gonna talk you up, bitch.
I'm blushing. Yeah, I've been leaning into. So I studied photography really, really young, and one of my really a close person to me said, like, you need to shoot film. Like you need to be shooting film. Like you have maxed out, you know, your photographic talent, and we see it, you know, on the web, and like you should be shooting motion is actually what he said. And so, yeah, I've kind of just leaned into that and really getting the brand new iPhone 15 Pro Max has made that very easy. This camera is absolutely gorgeous. The video is absolutely gorgeous. I was gifted a microphone, this microphone. So the combination of the iPhone 15 and this mic to get ASMR work and doing the stream, like I'm just leaning into expressing myself creatively. My accounts have been private for so long. You're killing it. And so, yeah, I appreciate the love for sure. And I'm being intentional about it. And I want to get better at it for sure. And there's a little...
Tiff, come stream with us sometime.
Come on, Tiff. Tiff is like, that's right, in caps. Take your talking up, ma'am. Tiff, we've got to get something on the schedule. Next week would be divine. We usually try to do the design stream a little early. Just Jey and I have had really hectic couple weeks, and so we needed to sleep and rest. And like then this morning we were trying to figure out this new scene with the iPad. But normally we try to stream around 10 or 11 Eastern. So if you can pencil us in, that would be a vibe. And then I'll get you the link. And yeah,
I'll actually set my alarm. I'll go to sleep in my bed where I have my vibrating alarm clock instead of on the couch.
Oh my gosh.
So that I can actually wake up and stream.
Tiff, Jey has an alarm clock under the mattress that vibrates the entire bed.
And I haven't set it since last daylight savings time because I couldn't figure out how to adjust it. So
it's ridiculous.
I think it's back to the right time now.
But I think,
so
Tiff,
I think I can use it again.
We can talk offline about like topics, but I really want to learn more about like what you're seeing in the streaming landscape, you know, what kind of talent is kind of like taking over into 2024 going into 2025, what kind of content is becoming more interesting, that sort of thing. And yeah, we want to learn a lot from you.
It's
we
true.
want to learn a lot from you. Tiff is like, let's do it. Purple heart.
Teach us. Teach us your ways, Tiff. DreamHack made me want to stream. It made me realize, why am I not streaming?
Because you just got to turn on the camera. Don't think about the software and the overlays and just turn on the camera. You know, like our first few lives where we were just gaming and vibing, that kind of was lowered the barrier for entry for me. And like, I feel no anxiety or nervousness. I just be here like, hi, what up? Look at this thing, people.
Look at this. Look at how far we got.
Yo, it's so fire.
Can we just
The
talk about that for a
bottom
second?
of it is so beautiful. It looks almost like a lotus.
Oh, oops. Thanks. Yeah, I was just going for like little vibes, just trying to like.
My bad, y'all. I had to zoom out.
These are all different. Like this is. No, you're good. I have my iron bed frame, and I have like my grandmother's mirror, and then a mirror I got from Goodwill, just like around my house. Like I love ornate frames, and so when they were like ornate frame, I was like, no, I got you, girlies.
Did you send them this not safe for work NC-17 picture of you in front of the frame so they would understand that you really have the ornate frames?
Yes, I did. In fact, I had more PG pictures, but this picture's just so pretty.
It's such a vibe.
And they were like, nah, girl, work it. I don't know. She likes my thirst traps. I love her. So,
Jey, you are...
It's just showing off her good work.
Jey, you are so incredibly talented, and I bow to your greatness. I am, again, so grateful that you pulled up to Claws and Code. And anybody who wants to catch up on all of the Claws and Code streams that Jey and I have done, they are at clawstimescode.com, clawsxcode.com, and you guys can check them out, as well as all the cool merch that we've been curating. The most exciting thing this week is the
keyboard,
sexy ass keyboard,
speakers.
The speakers. In the next week, I've been curating some, what are they, neon signs. So I love how gamers have these really beautiful like neon signs behind them when they're gaming at night. So I found like 20 of them, and I'm kind of like, sourcing the ones that are really nice, but I'm going to do some lighting so that anybody who's like streaming or designing or has studio space has really lit lighting, and that's going to be the next thing. So we're going to do some keyboards first, some lighting. We're going to get to kick it with Tiff, which I'm so fucking excited about.
Yeah. I'm excited.
And then we're going to get to do some WordPress and Webflow design, that's like the holy grail.
Yeah. So Monday when we stream, I want to work on my resume because I have a job interview Tuesday.
That's amazing. Who it's with is incredible. Life-changing. It's a life-changing company.
I really hope I get it. Anyway.
It's in the bag. It's in the bag.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Monday we will work on portfolio work, no problem. I will fix that one page on my portfolio with the juice render cup. I'm going to fix that, and then we can go right into Webflow and WordPress and updating our LinkedIn with some of the new assets we create. And then that'll be at that. I want to just say thank you to everybody for pulling up. Shout outs. We appreciate you. We're so new to this. And so any and all, support is